Hello, Mrs. Brown. Is John there? No, he's out on his bicycle at the moment. Oh, can he go swimming tonight? Sorry, Paul. He's got a football match tonight. I want to buy a present for Diana. What about bag? Yes, this one's nice. It's small and round. I think she prefers the square pack. No, this is better. I'll get the round one. 3. Can I help you? Yes, I I like a belt of apples, please. Do you want the ones at 30 pence, 35 pence, or 40 pence? The one at 30 pence, please. The football match starts at 2:30, but we should get there at 1:30. The coach will pick you up at 10 to 1, as it takes about 30 minutes to drive there. So we'll meet in a school car park. Don't be late, boys, will you? 5. Mum, we have got any fruit to take on the picnic? There were some oranges and bananas. Here are the bananas. Let's take those. Oh, the oranges were gone. What about taking some grapes and apples as well? Okay, let's take the grapes. That would be enough. 6. Is the book in the bag for Mum then? I didn't think she's particularly interested in flowers. I thought she liked it, to give her some good ideas for her garden. And even if she never reads it, it's got some lovely photo. I thought you were going to get those clothes I showed you in that shop last Saturday. They match the scarf I bought her. Have you seen my new passport photographs? I put them on the bookshelf. Oh, here they are with your coffee cups. I hope they aren't dirty. Sorry, I wasn't showing them to Pat. He said that they make you look like that newsreader on television. Ken, what this broken up doing cop doing here? Sorry, Mum. I had an accident when I was washing up. You know those big dinner plates? You have broken them as well? Oh, just a couple. They slipped out to my hands into the sink and the cup got broken as well. Part 2. Legend 9 to 12. Dave, I'm going to the supermarket to pick up food and drink for Saturday's picnic later. Any suggestions? Well, everyone taking has been talking about having a barbecue down by the river. So, why don't you pick up some hamburgers and hot dogs? Okay, but how much hamburger meat are we going to need? And hot dogs too. I don't know. How about 3 pounds of hamburger, and a couple packages of hot dogs? Oh, that's not going to be enough. Do you remember the last picnic we went on? Your roommate Jim ate about 10 hamburgers by himself. You're right. Let's see. I'd better this down. Let's see. About 9 pounds of hamburger meat and 7 packages of hot dogs. And you better pick up some chicken for those who don't like hamburgers or hot dogs. Okay, how about 5 or 6 bags of potato chips? Better make it 8 or so. Alright, and we're gonna need some hamburger and hot dog buns. How about 5 packages a piece? I think that sounds about right. Yeah, you better pick up some mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise too. Okay, what's else? We are gonna need some soft drinks. How about 10 of those big 2-liter bottles? sound fine, but they're sure to buy a variety of drinks. Okay, well, that about dessert. Well, maybe we could ask Kathy to make a few cherry pies like she did last time. Well, I wouldn't mind that. But she's been very busy working two jobs. So I hate to ask her and hey, why don't you whip up some of your tomato cookies? Hey, you could even ask what's her name? Yeah, the new girl Susan, the one that moved in across the street. Well, I bet she'd be willing to help you. I don't know. She's a real knockout. Nah, I don't think I could ask her. I don't know her phone number. Plus, hey, you don't need to. She's at the door. What do you mean? Well, I told you to would hit it off, so I called her up saying I was you, and I invited her over to watch a movie. You did that? You did what? Wait, well, I changed her teen to 16. Dad, can I go outside to play? Well, do you get your Saturday's work done? Dad, do I have to? Well, you know the rules. No playing until the work is done. So what is my work? Well, first you have to clean the bathroom including the toilet. And don't forget to scrub the bathtub. No, I want to do the family room. Well, okay, but you have to vacuum the family room at the hall, and to be sure to dust everything. Oh, and don't forget to wipe the walls and clean the baseboards. And after that, oh no, next, sweep and mop the kitchen floor and sure to polish the table in the living room. Okay, and make your bed and pick up all your toys and put them away and more. Yes, and then have a going out for lunch and getting a big milkshake. But you probably don't want to do that. No, I want to. Okay, while you are doing your work, I'll be out in the yard ranking leaves and pulling whips. Please, how to read it. 17 to 20. Okay, everyone, I want to review the first 2 days of our travel initially for the trip. Okay, yeah. Please take out the people that I handed out earlier. Okay. First of all, we have been very fortunate to have been able to purchase discount tickets to cover most of the transportation costs and scheduling activities. And I want to also thank the club parents who worked very hard in order to raise funding um, through different businesses in the community. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Okay, everyone should meet at the airport at 6 a.m. This will give you time to check in and get through security. Our plan departs at 9. Our plan arrives in New York at 3 p.m. and we will take the bus from the airport to the hotel. We've been able to get great rates on these hotels because we are staying on a week instead of the weekend. In the morning, for any of you who like to get exercise, we will be meeting in the lobby around 6 a.m. to jog in around Central Park for about 45 minutes, and we'll get back to the hotel about the time when the restaurant opens. So you'll have enough time to prep a week breakfast before we leave the hotel at 8. We'll be taking a ferry ride to Ellis Island, and then to Liberty Island to visit the state the Statue of Liberty. I mean, this is something that you really can't miss. And later, we will go to Times Square when you can have lunch on your own for about an hour from about 1 to 2. Later in the afternoon, you have the choice of visiting the Empire State Building of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Either one of these is a great, and we have some great group discounts. Um, we will meet back in the hotel at 6 p.m. and we'll have dinner at a very nice Italian restaurant downtown. And we'll catch an exciting Broadway musical around 8:30 p.m. Any questions? Part 3. Questions 21 to 25. Well, there's nothing quite like finding your first old ship. It was 3,000, it was 300 years old. It was just lying at the bottom of the sea. So it wasn't difficult to find. Most are covered in sand and rocks, but this one wasn't. I'm actually a teacher, not a full-time diver. I dive in my free time, but I often get to them before the professional divers because I had a good up-to-date equipment. Another thing that helps is talking to fish fishermen who tell me about their local area. I, I've even written a book about some of their experiences. At the moment, I'm looking for gold from ship called the Seabird. It was an enormous, well-built ship, and it was coming from Australia on a winter night in 1859. Everything was going fine until the ship reached the English coast, but it crashed into some rocks in a very strong wind and sank to the bottom of the sea. It was carrying gold from Australia, and most of it is still at the bottom of the sea. My wedding ring is actually made from gold, which I found on an 18th century sailing ship. A friend of mine, another diver, has already found 88,000 pounds of gold from a different ship. He's now decided to give up his job and become a full-time diver. My house is full of things like coins, bottles, and old guns. My wife is always complaining about the number of objects around the house. She says I should open an antique, antique shop, but I love all these old things. Anyway, in the end, I gave some things from my collection to museums because I didn't want to sell them, but my wife still wasn't very pleased, I'm afraid. As diving is a dangerous hobby, it's not a good time to try to teach yourself. I advise anyone interested to do what I did. There are some excellent diving clubs like the one I joined, which runs courses for beginners. It is the it is best to do one of these before you go on a diving holiday. Well, I'd like to tell you about some of the historical places open to visitors in this part of the country. Let's start with the oldest first. Lake rock caves have been here for over 2 million years, and for half a million years they were home to people over various animals, particularly tigers. You can explore these ancient homes and imagine what life was like for the people who lived there. The caves are open daily from April to October. A special attraction on evenings in August is a walk by candlelight. Don't take this tour if you're afraid of the dark. Now, I recommend a visit to Shorter House. It was built by Sir Joshua Shorter and dates back to 1765. The Shorter family are still living there today. The house became famous in 1982 when the television series Aunt Dorothy was filmed there. The furniture and paintings are well worth seeing, but the attraction nobody wants to miss is the kitchen. This is where Aunt Dorothy cooked her enormous meals to give advice to anyone who passed through this part of the house. And don't forget to visit the old port. You will need several hours to see everything there, especially if you take a trip along the riverside in an old train as far as the fishing village. The guys there all wear traditional costumes, and you too get a chance to try on clothes from 100 years ago. You can buy gifts in the old village stores and eat delicious snacks in the tea shop. If you visit the village factory, you can see how squids were made 100 years ago and taste them too. So you'll see there's plenty of. Question 31 to 35. This lecture is going to introduce you to traditional Chinese philosophy. First, you will learn about the yin and yang philosophy. Secondly, we will look at the five elements of this philosophy. It is important that you remember these five elements as we will be discussing them throughout the lecture. The five elements of yin and yang are water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. Okay, so those are five elements. Let's begin with the definition of yin and yang. Yin and yang should be considered as opposite forces, like land and ocean, for example. These are opposite. Now, these opposites do not compete with each other. They are complementary. When you think of yin and yang, think of complementary opposites. So, moving from complementary opposites, let's return to the five elements we mentioned before earlier. If you recall, we said they were water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. The Chinese divided yin and yang into five elements to gain, to gain an understanding of how the body, mind, and spirit work. According to the Chinese, every person's physical and mental health relies on a balance of the five elements. Individuals may have more of one element than another. Of course, ideally, all elements are in balance or harmony. What does this mean? It means that a person's body contains equal amount of each element.